Hello internet denizens, welcome to another video by the Old Warlock. Today we're going to be looking at something that we think is really cool. For as much money as you might spend on a lower end 20-sided die to be correct, you can get yourself a D&D soundboard, Dungeons & Dragons soundboard, or an RPG soundboard that's compatible with your phone or an iPad. And we thought this was interesting enough that we should probably make a video about it to give you some explanation and hope you send some traffic in the direction of the developers, because the more traffic they have, the more things that they sell, the more additions they're going to make on said soundboard in the future, which I would really like to see. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the RPG soundboard by Superfly Games.
Superfly Games Limited.
Superfly Games Limited, small independent company, started around 2014, something like that. They do the RPG soundboard. They do a Call of Cthulhu soundboard, which we thought was pretty interesting because we're just starting to get into Call of Cthulhu. So I wanted to just show you how this works, and like I said, hopefully it's something you'll want to go out and either have a look at the free version and then buy a copy for yourself in the future. If you're playing with any kind of a sizable group of people, I would strongly recommend getting a Bluetooth speaker. I have one here that I picked up over at Walmart or Kmart for I think about $25.
You didn't pick it up at Kmart?
I didn't pick it up at Kmart. I picked it up at Walmart or Target for about $25.
Long live Kmart.
And it works very well. It's tough to get good help. It works really well with this particular program. If I were to do it in a concert hall, no, I'd have to get something a little bit bigger. But for every venue that we have run a campaign in, it seems to work really well. So, having said that, let's go ahead and look at the RPG soundboard and get some idea of the kinds of things that it can do. So, it comes with a lot of pre-built-in sounds, that various sound effects where you can recreate battles. So, let's go ahead and do that to start. Not bad. If I wanted to, I could turn down the sound effects. And if I'm looking to have something more along the lines of an exciting battle with some music behind it, I can throw in a little bit of that. What should we use? How about this? As you can see, you can have some battle sounds, you can have some exciting music, a la Conan, or you can have no music, if you so desire, or you can have individual sounds like perhaps a crow flying over the battlefield. You can toss in other things, such as explosions, if you decide to do so. Large explosions. Distant explosions. You can also have monsters that might appear on the battlefield. I'll even throw in a dragon growl. Not bad. Or you can shut it off entirely if you so desire. But it doesn't just come with combat items, it also comes with a variety of other atmospheres. You can have crowds. You can have individual sword fights in front of crowds. Or, if you like to play with music, and that's something that we do on a regular basis, if you have your own music that you want to import into the soundboard, you can do that as well. So, one of the things that we use music from a variety of different movies. I like to use this one from time to time. Sets a nice ambiance, gets things ready to get rolling. Something else from Conan. But as you can see, it's pretty darn versatile.
I would like to briefly emphasize again that the music that he's been playing is not included in the app, But if you purchase some of the like the larger editions of the app, you can import your own sounds and your own music, whatever you want to, into the app, so that it's all just right there for you.
So you don't if you're already using music and you've got things set up on your iPad or your phone, you don't have to switch back and forth. I've imported probably 20 different songs that we have used in various adventures over the years. I've brought them straight into this app, so like Alexander says, it's all in the same place.
It's just right there, and you can just click whatever you need.
So it also comes with its own built-in music library, which is actually pretty good. In fact, would you like to have? Should we play some of the built-in music?
I think we should.
Would you like to do battle, horror, miscellaneous, ambiance?
I'd like some ambiance music. There's some good stuff in there.
We're going to play some of the ambiance that comes with the app after you purchase the full version.
No. This is included in the free version.
Is it?
The music is included in the free version. All of the atmospheres, sound effects, and music in here come with the free version. It's only if you want to start uploading your own sounds and your own music that you have to buy the full version for. I think you have to buy the full version to access some of the dice, because there are dice rollers in this as well, and you have to purchase the full version to gain access to battle mode, which is just a way to all of your sounds of all different varieties are laid out in front of you, so it's easier to just pick between different sound effects as you're going through a battle. I know my stuff.
So somebody read through the instructions, but anyway. But we're going to go to some of the ambiance music. Let's start with Old Europe.
Let's do that.
Here, let's just listen. I'm going to change away from that. I think we're making somebody. It's all right, man. It's all right. Here, let's go here. Not bad, depending on what kind of a setting you're trying to create. So you can see it's got a variety of different things that it can do. I'm going to jump into the battle music that comes with it. Not bad. Not bad. Or
so basically, none of these are none of these are actually full songs.
they do loop though.
They function more as they're like a 30, 45 second with a lot of them clip of music, but it loops back around. It kind of they flow back into themselves well, so they just start over again.
They do.
It's not some grandiose Lord of the Rings soundtrack type stuff, but it's just something to give a little bit more of a background feeling to whatever it is that's going on.
And I think that this thing works really well. If you go onto the App Store, we use iOS products here, but if you go on the App Store, you'll see people who say, well, it kind of does this okay, and it almost does this right. I think that this ended up costing, the maximum version with tips and everything else is about $6. Mm-hmm. This is actually quite a piece of technology to add into your gaming for $6. Based on the cost, I have to give this a 5-star rating, because all of the little nitpicky things about it. One of the problems is that when you import your own music, they don't automatically drop it into the overall music. You have it in a separate category, a separate custom category. So you have to go to that to play your own music, but it's still here. And if that's the biggest complaint that somebody has, I have no sympathy for their problem. So, because to me, that minor thing makes this. If that's the only issue, that minor thing is negligible in terms of the overall value of this. If you like to have ambiance via sound in your RPG campaign.
Yeah. And I for mine, I didn't actually purchase any of the full versions. I've just downloaded the free version, and it functions. You get pretty much everything with the exception of a few things with just the free version. It's still really simple to use. You still get a wide variety of music and sound effects and
such as a marketplace.
Exactly. So play a marketplace. But the great part about this is you can layer the sounds, which I think we kind of got to here. Let me see it. So if you've got a marketplace going and you want just a little bit of theme music going behind, you can do that. And then as you're going along through this marketplace, you can open a door. And so you can have atmosphere, you can have music, and then you can have whatever sound effects you want playing over the top of that. So you can really have a lot going on all in the space of one app, and it's really easy to use. So I recently ran a campaign with a couple of friends of mine who go to the same university that I do, and I made a point to use this app while they were playing. But alongside the use of this app, I was making sure that the lights in the room that we were in were dimmed down quite a bit. It was nighttime when we were playing, so it was dark. There's only a little bit of light. All the maps were laid out. But then I started throwing in sound effects for these kind of stressful, quiet situations that they were having to go through, and it really did more than I would have expected. To sort of change just not just their experience, but just the whole mood of the campaign. It really just reinforced kind of the stress, and they were all leaning in a little bit more and paying more attention to what was going on, and they were a little bit more nervous. And those are the sort of emotions that I feel like with a game like this are difficult to elicit, just because of its nature. It's a paper and pencil. A lot of people don't have people have varying levels of imagination when they're playing these games and things like that. But this helps to really kind of push it to the next level of being able to envision yourself in these situations more and more.
And I think that in the past it was always a thing to have the dungeon master do a lot of the sound effects. And if you're really good at doing that kind of thing, that's great. And it has worked.
Yeah.
You know, if you turn down the light, have candles going, whatever, a dungeon master can set that emotional ambiance in his game. But for those of us who are not quite that skilled at making certain sounds, this can take over, and it can really can really set a mood.
It simplifies the process of doing it, but it takes it to the next level in terms of quality. So this is available on iOS, but I also think it's available on the Android.
It is. I'm pretty sure that
store.
it is. Yeah.
So there's no reason you shouldn't go and get at least the free version for this. It's going to increase the quality of your DMing or whatever game it is you're playing astronomically. There's really no
downside to it.
There's none.
It really is a neat thing. And if nothing else, if you just play with music in your campaign and you export or import the music that you normally play with into this, you've got everything in one place. You don't have to constantly be hitting the repeat button or set up the repeat on your iPad or your iPhone to listen to different songs over and over again. So anyway, we thought it was really good, and they also have,
which I was very pleasantly surprised by. There is a version of this that is catered and dedicated specifically to Cthulhu. Cthulhu-based role-playing games. Call of Cthulhu. I know there are others. I don't know the names of them, but if I could.
Oh, yeah.
Where is it? There it is. The logo for it is pretty much the exact same. It's purple, but a lot of the sounds in it are very similar. Monsters, some of the combat things are the same, but they've also added a lot to make it more modern, and that you can apply it into more modern settings. I mean, for example, fireworks.
Do high society party.
High society party. That was a good one. 1920s. You're in some big ballroom. Everybody's drinking champagne while you're going in to talk to whoever it is you need to try and figure out whatever mystery you're trying to solve. But then, of course, it being a high-end party, there's going to be just a little bit of...
Oh yeah.
A little bit of big band swing going on in the background. But then, oh my gosh, this is terrible. The bad guys have burst into the room. They start laying down Tommy gun fire.
45 caliber bullets everywhere.
So yeah, it functions the exact same way. The app looks the same on the inside. And I know that Call of Cthulhu isn't quite as popular of a game as a lot of these things, but
not that it shouldn't be.
No, but you could use this for Call of Cthulhu or games like that, the Lovecraftian sort of RPGs.
Any horror-based game, you could use this.
Exactly.
In fact, sorry, let me interrupt just a second. Our Dungeons and Dragons, sometimes we've pulled the game system that we use and we've dropped it into the 1920s, or we've dropped it into 1864. There are a lot of things that are applicable to just those different settings. It doesn't have to be game specific. It just has to be period or era specific.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you're playing Top Secret or a game like that, some sort of just more modern setting RPG, a lot of these sounds are going to be perfect for it. Yeah. But it's the exact same thing. It's free on the App Store initially, or you can buy upgraded version. I think for $2.99 is the max for this one.
And I think this is one of those situations where I will step in and say that, yeah, there's a free version to it, but these guys have gone out of their way to put this together, and spending that extra $4 or $5, do it.
It's like two guys in their basement.
That's the way I imagine it.
Running.
Anyway.
Yeah, they've got like 4 or 5 apps that they go out and push, but it's just $3 would probably be pretty helpful.
Yeah, and it just encourages developers like that to go out and create more cool stuff. And I don't know what that would be. These guys are obviously really creative. I'm sure they've got other ideas. Heck, I'm glad to send them a couple of extra dollars so that they can develop something else that I can use on a game. So yeah, go! Don't just go with the free version. Go out and buy it. It's again a couple bucks.
Yeah, because for the size of this company, this is an extremely high quality.
Yeah, it really is
product. There's almost no faults with this.
And there are a couple of other. There are a few similar. I want to say 2 maybe similar soundboards out there for RPG games. This one is, and I've checked into all of them, but this is the one that I find to be the best one. And we are in no way receiving remuneration from these guys to push this. I know, I've been doing word a day.
Word of the day toilet paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't get anything back from this because nobody's going to pay us for the 50 people who've watched our videos. We just really like this particular product, and we're hoping that this will help them out some. So, anyway, go to the App Store, buy it, download it. Anything else to say?
Nope. Go do it. I know you've probably got your phone right there.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Just go buy it right now. Get it on your phone and go.
Hey,
wow!
Look at me. Do it.
There we go. I'm Jim from the Old Warlock. This is Alexander, and thanks for tuning in and letting us babble at you about this cool piece of technology, and we'll see you next time. Keep your sword arm free.
Bye-bye.